So thanks everybody for joining me. I am here today with Trasa, and Trasa is from Living Foods Ireland and is coming all the way from Galway. And I'm so happy to be chatting with you today. And I've connected with you last year. You did the juice cleanse inside Ashing's Health School, and you yourself are a huge health educator and provider in Ireland with Living Foods Ireland. So we'll get to know about your journey. So how did you get involved in natural health and the world of juicing and all this great stuff?
Okay, so what happened is, I was telling you earlier, my background is computers, so it's completely different to what I'm doing right now. So how it came about is I was back home in Ireland after having lived and studied in Edinburgh, and I was in Galway. I was in my office, and I had a travel company at that time, and I was basically researching everything about nutrition because my mother was ill at the time. So I was looking for everything to help her. And I was doing so much research that it was pulling me away from the travel side of things, And I found that having the travel company was it wasn't fulfilling or anything like that, but the nutrition side was, and I was just pulled to it. And since then, I was just doing constant, non-stop research. And my mother was very, very ill at the time, so I was looking for anything, and food was the main thing, really. It was always came back to food, alkalize your body, anti-inflammatory foods. It always came up, and there was so much that I uncovered. My brother was doing the same thing as well, and we came together and just realized that food and nutrition is a massive thing, and we didn't know about it at the time. My mother passed away then in 2012. I actually ended up trying to teach people, because I couldn't believe people didn't know this. I was trying to teach people how to alkalize their body through juices and smoothies, anti-inflammatory foods, things like that. I was giving them all the recipes. I was like doing little workshops, and in the end they all just said, look, will you just bottle the juices for me, because it's so much hassle to clean a juicer. So that's how I fell into it. That's how I started Foods Ireland. And then it just came about that I was in Thai boxing, that's what my sport was. I was doing Muay Thai for years. So from that, I was in competitions and I got to know a lot of other gyms. And all these gym owners asked me to come and do kind of juicing workshops and also kind of promote the juices there. And then I just started selling the juices. It just kind of fell into it, and people wanted juices. So I created a 3-day juice cleanse program with the whole intention of just rebooting your system, so that if you start craving chocolate, which a lot of people do, and especially right now they're on sugar binges, just to eliminate it, just nip it in the bud, just so that you start craving healthy food and just reset your system. That's really what I'm all about. So it just kind of Galway is a very open-minded city. So it is. A lot of people which you've been here, a lot of people who are into kind of like natural alternative health. So that's how it happened. Gyms, really, Zumba classes, individuals, businesses have asked me to come over and do talks and things like this. So that's how I came into it, through my mother, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, we're saying just before we came on live, that often these life events happen as catalysts, to create this big change in your life. And but it's been lovely, because I remember seeing you. I think we've definitely been friends on Instagram for quite a long time, because I remember seeing you and kind of being like, oh yeah, fair play. I was like really obviously delighted to see what you're doing, and bringing in this great service in Ireland. So yeah, it was lovely to connect with you then. At the end of last year, you came into one of the juice cleanses inside Ashing's Health School. So how did you find it helpful to be in that space with others who are doing that and are kind of on this journey as well, of like really reclaiming their health and learning all these new ways of taking care of their body?
I actually did meet you years ago. I was telling you before, it was at a retreat, and you were giving a talk on the girl against fluoride. And I was following you as well, and I was interested in what you were doing, and I wanted to connect with somebody who walks their talk, which you do, and who's into juicing and knows the powerful benefits of juicing. And then when I saw that you created a juice program, I thought, oh my God, this is perfect. Now I know I can do my own juices and things like that, but to have it in a group and a community with like-minded people is so much more powerful than being a lone wolf and doing it myself. Because when I connected with you and got into your program, I was you did a call, which was great. Actually, you did like a questionnaire and you asked all the specific questions, which is great. And on that call with you, you just talked about everything, which I thought you wouldn't get that anywhere else, really. You just wouldn't. And it was just so specific and it was amazing. But then in the group, when we all did the cleanse together, we're all kind of edging each other on and things like that. And accountability, I think, is key, because sometimes you can fall off the wagon. But what I've learned is from all the people in the group, all their little journeys, all their little stories, and how they've overcome things, and how they're reclaiming their health, as you said. I'm learning so much from these, and the calls that we have as well. The weekly and calls is amazing. I just think you need a community, and you've created it. So fair play to you. I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah, but likewise with my mom has been so part of my journey, similarly to you, and is a catalyst for this. Like I was saying to you earlier, we were chatting.
Yeah.
And it's I suppose at the moment, there is so much chaos happening in the world, and I know that we don't necessarily listen to mainstream media, but you can, it's filtering in. It's what's happening like globally right now. And I feel like it's so important more than ever that we connect to what we resonate with, and we collaborate with each other, so that we're able to really strengthen this whole new way of being, that is really returning our power to ourselves, and not like an outside authority having the ownership over our health, but actually us reclaiming our health. I think it's really a paradigm shift that obviously both of us have been on this journey with for many years now. But it's like, I just feel to strengthen into that. That's one of the main reasons that I created Ashling's Health School, is to create that space to really strengthen people within their own selves, so that they can be that beacon in their own space then, because we all have a massive influence on each other, and we really are so interconnected. But it's like being able to do it in a way that is empowering, as opposed to feeding this story that we don't have. So we don't have the control over our immune system, which is what we call this video, like how juicing can boost your immune system, and how like alkalizing your body, how important that is for being able to handle the viruses and pathogens and all these things which are part of life on earth. It's not that you can eradicate them, but that you strengthen your body, and you strengthen the conditions of your body, so that you're able to have health and to be able to thrive in these times.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I was actually talking to a friend yesterday, and she said it's alarming the power that the media has over people. Like, just switch it off. I mean, I was telling you earlier, we don't listen to the news whatsoever, because I just feel that it's giving your power away. But really, we have so much control ourselves. And again, I was talking to another friend who's always sending me videos about what's going on and things like that. I said, listen, you can only control what's, inside yourself and your family and your house and things like that, and just focus on that. And she goes, yeah, you're right. I needed to hear that message. And so that's really what I'm about. Is I know that we have so much control, and we don't have to give it over to anybody else. We have full sovereignty ourselves. So I'm all about strengthening the immune system. I mean, my partner works outdoors. If he comes back with something like the sniffles, I have a full protocol that I did last night, and I'm completely eliminated it. And I know you have your own little protocols as well. But plants and plant medicine, if people knew the power of that, I mean, the only thing you can do really is do it and try it yourself, and you'll see the power and the benefits and things like that. I think that, like, I'm learning from you, you're learning from others, and we can all learn from each other. But really, you're right. Getting the community together and collaboration is the key out of this, I think.
For the winter solstice, I meant to say, we did a sharing your vision video, and that was beautiful. We shared our visions together, and I put all the voices together of like what we're focusing on and what we're creating. And I really do feel like this time is for like collaborating and connecting and strengthening what we know inherently to be true, and just being able to really bring that through into our life's expression. And as you're saying, it's like the more that you're able to return yourself to that, then you actually come back into your own power, you come back into your own center and into what you actually can influence, as opposed to feeling like you're trying to fix something that is completely outside of yourself. And that's not something that can be fixed. I feel, you know, like the old system can't be changed, only new systems can be created. And make the old system obsolete. And that's a key message that I learned in the Girl Against Fluoride campaign. There's like, you can be fighting and fighting and fighting and on that turf for you know, years and years, but it's like until you actually start to create something new outside of that, and then for people to resonate with that and start to come over in their own time and in their own way, that's how we create, like, that's how we bring about change that we're looking for. And I think that's really what you're saying, you know, like having that space as well to empower that within each other.
Yeah, and you're right about their own time. You're right about that. People always come over when they're ready, you know. They have to go through their own little initiations and things like that. But I also feel very strongly about our kids. You know, we're doing this for our kids. I have two toddlers. They're not exposed to any of the fear or anything like that that's going on. And I will teach them from a very young age about plants, plant medicine, keeping your immune system strong, everything really, all their creativity, things like that, the way we're meant to teach kids. And I think we should really do it really for our kids and our kids' future, you know.
Well, absolutely. And I'll be doing well for my future children that are coming soon.
Yes.
I'm definitely doing all this work as well. So yeah, if anyone is listening and they want to reach out, just send me a DM if you're interested in joining Ashton's Health School and being part of this community. We definitely need more of each other to really to take a stand now for this year, you know. I think because it is at a juncture, you know, and I think more and more of us are resonating and tuning into the truth of what is here, you know, as in like our immune system, we don't have to hand over our power, we don't have to feel at the mercy of this outside system. We actually have so much within our own capacity. And I think once you understand like what you're talking about, when you actually can know, okay, this is what works for this is what works for, you know, when you can actually understand all the information with the different foods and the different plants and the different ways that you can heal your body, you can't unlearn that, you know, like that's something that you're going to have for the rest of your life, and hopefully pass that on to, you know, whether it's your partner or your children or your loved ones. You do it in whatever way you can, and really that's for me is how we create this new reality and this new way that is coming in, and that we kind of are, especially if you're sensitive, I think you're tuning into that. Even though there's like this chaos happening, it's like there's something underneath it that's coming in that's really, really positive. And the more that we attune to that and we just let the other stuff go, that's the best thing.
Yeah, and I think it's actually going to be good. I think it's what we're going to create is going to be fantastic, and it's going to be better.
Absolutely. So Trasa, thank you so much for coming on here today. It's been a total pleasure hearing about your experience and just connecting with you as a person and hearing what you're providing. So people can reach out to you as well. Living Foods Ireland, you're on Instagram. Tell them where else they can find you.
Instagram, Facebook, and I also have a website called goddessinspire.com. So all my information is on that.